Welcome back to Turn Pain into Power podcast. Y'all, it has been a minute, but without further ado, your girl is back at it. We are settled into our new house, and God is so good, y'all. God has been so good to me. No matter what happens, He is there directing every move that I make. Today's episode, y'all, and please remember to go ahead and check out the custom t-shirts and the abstract artwork available on TikTok, Pain into Power Shop. I will be hosting my live art showcases. We'll be back up next week, but I will be live tomorrow, so catch me on the flip side. Today's episode is deep, y'all, and today's episode is called When God Fixes Your Vision. Woo! Nobody but God. Your perspective changes. It makes a 360. Let's just say that. All right, let's get right into today's topic. Yes, the power of God fixing your vision, y'all. Nobody but God. And these are a couple ways that you know God has been working on you and your vision has been fixed. Number one, you will prioritize what needs to be prioritized in order to meet your end goal. So you are no longer prioritizing things, activities, environments, people that do not add up to that end goal, that do not add value to your life. Yes, very important, because, and I'm going to give y'all, which I didn't have planned to even speak on this, but I'm going to give y'all a little personal experience. So, story time. So I remember how easily I would get distracted. I would always know what I want. I would always have my goals in place, but I would easily get distracted. And let me tell you one thing. When your mind ain't right, when the cup is not filled, and the voids that you are trying to fill with these distractions, woo, that is deep. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Look at me, back at it like I never left. But yes, y'all, this is real, because this used to be me. When my vision wasn't fixed, I would try to self-heal with trying to fill that void from the childhood trauma, from the abusive relationships, from the abuse that I had endured growing up. And I would try to fill these voids with the acceptance of other people. I would depend on other people's validation to fill that void. And what ends up happening is that you will fall very, very quickly into distractions. And that will take away from ever really getting to that end goal, because now you're easily distracted. Woo! This is something that definitely needs to be spoken. Like, it needs to be talked about, especially in the mental health industry, because this is real, y'all. You out here trying to break these generational curses, trying to get out of these abusive cycles. You know what I mean? Like, you're the chosen one, and you out here trying to make that change, but you yourself are struggling. You yourself are still trying to heal from the abuse that you endured by filling those voids with things that don't add to the goal. Now, when you have healed from these abusive cycles, from these traumas, and you no longer look around, you no longer out here looking outside of self to fill that void, now that's when your vision is fixed. Because during the time that you're out here trying to fill that void with acceptance, attention, other people's validation, male validation, that was a big one for me. Always having a little boyfriend, because I always felt like I needed that validation. And how did I fill that void? By having male attention, trying to take me out, trying to spend on me. You know what I mean? Now, like, anything can become a habit, a bad habit at that, especially if it's not used in the right way. Now, if you have a healthy relationship and you're not using that attention to fill that void of validation, then you won't prioritize that. Yes. And that's what I'm trying to get at. So number one is, when your vision is fixed, nobody but God, y'all, nobody but God. But when your vision is fixed, you are no longer looking outside of self to fill that void. So you're no longer getting distracted easily. Now you're actually able to prioritize what needs to be prioritized in order for you to get to where you want to get to. Now, turning that pain into power is truly something that is beyond self, that is beyond the human body. You know what I mean? It is spiritual, y'all. And that's why the title is called When Your Vision is Fixed, Nobody But God, because nobody but God's spirit of forgiveness, spirit of joy, mind, body, soul, your mental strength. Turning that pain into power is literally turning the ugly sides of you, turning the pain that you've endured, that have made you who you are, into something powerful. Don't ever forget it. Don't ever forget what my movement stands for. So continue to turn that pain into power. Back to the topic. Number 2, you effortlessly do not get distracted. Yes. And you let go of things that used to distract you easily. Cold turkey, like they say. You're no longer out here trying to slowly get rid of a bad habit. Listen, y'all, I went without doing a lot of that things that I didn't even consider bad habits. I didn't use them in a negative way. Cold turkey for like 6-7 months. Cold turkey. Never missed the taste in my mouth. God swiped that taste out of my mouth. This is why this topic is called Nobody But God. Because when God has something over your life, there is nothing and nobody that can stop it. Number 3, you no longer are attracted, which this goes hand in hand with what I just said. You're no longer attracted to things that distract you and take away from adding value to the bigger picture, which is whatever goal that you have in mind. You know, it can be as small as attaining something material, or as big as launching a powerful movement that will help millions of people. Turning that pain into power, baby. Yes. There is no measure to how big or small your goals is, because it's what matters to you. So stop letting society take that from you. You know, breaking your spirits by making you believe that this is the measure of what your goal should be. Oh, this is what you should be trying to go for. Nah, baby. Whatever God puts in your heart, because that's what matters. And God's going to bring fruitation out of that. And you're going to be very fruitful, honey. That is deep, y'all. So yes, number 3 is you're no longer attracting distractions. You're no longer attracting bad habits, people, environments. You know, not only are you no longer attracted to that, you're also no longer attracting that energy. Because let me tell you something. People that are mean-spirited, you know, some people call it evil, whatever, malice, bad intentions, those people are not attracted to strong-minded people because they know they can't get their way with them. So you're no longer attracting that shit. You're no longer attracting that energy. I've done really good, y'all. I said one curse word, so I have been working on it. Number 4, your perspective changes like a 360. Your perspective shifts from how you've seen people before that you have maybe forgiven, people that hurt you, people that have maybe added to your trauma. Your perspective on them changes completely. Let me tell you something. You start feeling bad for them. You start looking at them as you look at your puppy, in a sense. Oh, poor thing. You know how they say dumb dog? Dogs ain't dumb, y'all. But this, you know, use it to really make sense of it. You really start shifting your perspective because nothing that they can do or say can hurt you. When you see right through them, when you have healed from the trauma and the pain that they have put you through, and you see that they have not changed, not even for their self, they're continuing to do the same old shit, the same abusive tactics, and they're still in the same abusive cycle. You know what I mean? They have not been able to elevate. They have not been able to move forward from it. They're still doing things that hurt their self. You honestly start feeling bad. Not even feeling bad, because I don't feel bad for nobody that has the power to change things. That is the difference between a child and an adult. When you can see yourself in the mirror, take accountability, and take the proper steps to make the changes that will in turn help you mentally. This journey, woo, sun-kissed, honey. Look, this journey that we're on, y'all, it's personal. It's not only about how you affect the people outside. It's more so and most importantly, about how you can evolve. Yes. What can you do so that your children don't experience that trauma? What can you do to stop the cycle? It's personal, y'all. So don't ever think that if someone has evolved and overcome some of the traumas that maybe you're still struggling with, and maybe they have cut off access, don't ever take it personal. That's number one. Don't ever think that it's about you, because that ain't never been about you. It's about them. It's about where they're going. It's about how they lead the life that they live on a daily basis. It's about what they are providing for their child. If you're living peaceful, let me tell y'all something. If you're out here working on your mental health, healing from trauma that you had no choice but to endure because you were a child, if you're out here trying to make a change, if you're out here trying to not only help others, but really trying to help better yourself, if you're out here providing peace, a safe space for your children, for yourself and your children, because you gotta understand that what you are, what makes up who you are, is what they are enduring as children. So I want to let it be known that silent cutoff has a lot to do with you. It's personal. And if you're providing a standard of living for your child, there is a reason why you don't want certain people in their life. There is a reason why you don't allow certain energies in contact with your children. There's a reason why you have reduced the access from certain people, from certain influences. Absolutely. So with that being said, when God fixes your vision, when God fixes your mind, it is nobody but God. Most importantly, it is personal. Where God is taking you, no man can. And no man can stop it. So if you guys don't take anything from this episode right here, make sure that you take that what you are doing in your life, the steps that you are taking to better yourself, to heal, for your mental health, for your peace, for the quality of your life, for your children. It's personal. Respect it. Value it. Cherish it. Don't let anybody infiltrate your energy. Don't let anybody out here trying to put you down or, sabotage what God has for you, because that's why they call it the devil. The devil is a lie. He's a trickster. And what he does is he tries to get in your head. He tries to stop God's plan by throwing distractions your way. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode on Turn Pain into Power podcast. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. This is how you show love to the content that we are out here creating as content creators. And when you subscribe to the channel, y'all, this is how you start your journey on turning your pain into power. Please remember to tune in and check out the live art showcases I will be hosting on TikTok. And show love. Check out the custom t-shirts and the abstract artwork on Pain into Power podcast. And again, y'all, it is a blessing to be a blessing. It is a blessing to be here today, where God is taking me, where God has taken me through that dark valley, through the shit that I have endured. Let me tell you something. It's worth everything I've been through, because when God fixes your vision, it is nobody but God. Trust and believe. Have a blessed day, y'all.